Did you know hypermobile people can feel more anxious, fatigued, emotional, fearful, have more headaches, more gastric upset, and more bloating? Plus, add in the fact that they have a lot more issues with their joint structures, pain, tenderness, and tightness throughout the body. Sounds like a bit of a raw-ended deal, correct? But a lot of people who suffer from hypermobility don't realize that a part of the brain that also deals with emotional upregulation is the same part of the brain that gives you hypermobility. So please don't think that there is something strange or something really wrong with you if you are hypermobile. You just also happen to have a lot of issues with that part of the brain that deals with emotions. That's called your amygdala. A lot of studies have been done about hypermobile people and the amygdala not firing well, amygdala not being aroused efficiently. Now, your amygdala deals with, as I said, emotional upregulation, but hypermobile people are more likely to live in that old brain. Now, you've got a new brain and an old brain. The old brain is the fearful brain. It is the brain that double guesses everything, that always takes things to the what's going to happen here, what am I going to do, like fearful state. Whereas the new brain's like, let's just get on with it, let's hurry up and do it. There is another part of the brain called your insula that deals with autonomic function, so up-regulating sympathetic and parasympathetic function and your immune system, which means that those hypermobile people don't have the ability to have that firing well in the brain, which means more of a sympathetic drive, more of the flight-fright drive, and more issues and complications with your immune system and being unwell or just fighting off viruses and colds and flus a lot more than people that don't deal with hypermobility. It is a bit of a short straw, but there are things that you can do about it, which I'm here to help you with. I like to put it this way. Hypermobile people need more anchoring, and you need more anchoring through the physical body and the emotional body, because if we can anchor both those two together, you're going to be on the right track. Now, if we think of how can we anchor the physical body, it would be through more proprioception or more awareness of where your joint structures are in space and time. It would be adding strength, anchoring you into earth instead of having you kind of lax and too mobile. We need to pull you in through more strength-driven activities. I would give you some more slow and controlled movement, really opening up that brain and body connection. Now, I would also make sure that you are anchored through your hierarchy system, that being your vision and your balance. So the insula has a lot to do with your vestibular integration as well. So we want to make sure that your balance center is firing really well. Therefore, by adding in more balance and stability work with, say, banded exercises and things like that, are going to anchor you better through the hierarchy, the balance, the vision, and the structural foundation of your body, which in turn is going to help upregulate those parts of the brain that also deal with the emotional aspects, the flight or fright. Add more strength into your routine, you are also going to be anchored in the mind, in the emotions. And to be anchored in the mind and the emotions is going to make you feel less stressed, less anxious, less panicky, and less depressed in the long run. I always say your emotional and your physical work together. They're processed in the same unit. So if you work one or the other, usually through physical, because this body we are living in is such a physical thing, we move around internally and externally all day long. If we can physically make that body a little bit more stronger, then you are going to upregulate the emotional side of things without even having to do anything. So I'm going to show you a great little hypermobility, strength-driven workout that you can do, 10-minute workout that you can do to start helping your symptoms of the shitty hypermobility world.